What's going down, everyone? And if you're here, you're for the brand new patch that just dropped in from the 14th, which is our brand new Mania. It's a new update that comes at a very hefty big install, roughly about 26 gigabytes. As we're gonna go over some of the basic patches, and we're gonna see what we're basically looking ourselves into directly from Bethesda, on top of a few other outlets that I found with news. So let's go ahead and get to it, shall we? First and foremost, if you haven't already, check for your update. That should initiate it if it hasn't already. And then go directly over here where it can tell you just basic bug, stability, and performance fixes, which is not really the truth because there's a huge update that has to do with the DLC. So let's get to it, shall we? Okay, everyone, and as I have it pulled up directly with the Bethesda site right over here, you can kind of see as we get into a situational point of the news, you can very easily see that right now what we have, which is our Rage Mania expansion release, the details and the dates. Now, as you can see that this is posted quite some time ago, about 2 weeks ahead, and Mrs. Lewis is very ahead of the ball game when it comes down to it, release notes in the situation. And you can see as we go into Facebook as well as the Bethesda post, as you can see on Twitter, that we can see right there where it's just, you can directly go towards those situations right there. But that's not where we're getting directly towards that. This is just sitting down towards the notes of what we have right here. You can very fairly share those right there as we sort of omit our portions of what's going down with the Rage Mania. Now let's go ahead and give myself a standpoint so I can give you guys and gals a little bit more better peek at this page for page besides what's behind sensors. As you can see, we're getting a better peek into what the expansion inside of the situation is. That will be a twisted and cursed alternate reality of a wasteland, the Deadlands reverse, and the curse before the skeleton's forces of the darkness can be broken to free to take over the land. Sounds easy enough, right? But you'd be wrong. Arm yourself with the brand new weapons that come into play, as well as the powerful new sword that comes in situational for key to unlock the gate of the realities. But mostly, it's a sword. A face-off against the legendary skeleton enemies. Rage 2 Mania launches November 14th, which was yesterday. If you are downloading this right about now, you should have a lot of fun for as far as what you can get into gameplay. Besides what we have right here in the bad to the bone section, as you can see some of the more hilarity as you'll be getting into battered up mode, and we can happily goons tear open a gateway into an alternate dimension called the Deadlands. It's up to the ranger walkers to find a way to close it before the inhabitants of the creepy world make their way into the real world. You'll explore a wrapped versions of familiar locations like Wellsprings, Hellsprings, an overgrown city and overboned city, as well as the new features which you will be basically getting into standpoint for as far as the float islands and the hospital as you track down the fragments of the shattered Necro discs in the effect to shut down the gate for good. Let's go ahead and dive down a little bit deeper as we see in the introduction of what we have right here. Besides with the terror of the situation you go into gameplay, you're looking into new locations at Deadlands. Explore an alternate reality in the version of the Wastelands and the complete DLC story. You will be able to return to each location in the Deadland and experience them again. New enemies, the army of the dead, or rather, the army of the darkness if you're thinking of Ash. Remember, always smart. It's S-smart. Shop smart. But looking past that, the face-offs against the dead and the versions of the familiar inside of the situation of what we will be going inside of the factorable points of all the fun gameplay that we'll be coming into. You'll see an assortment of situations when it comes down to past the factions of the Goon Squads and the Immortal Shorter of the River Hogs and the Abandoned Mutes, as the situation of the new sword. Now the Wasteland Wizard, it goes on and on about how the sword of the Transust is an ancient relic, unspeakable power, capable of unlocking pathways between worlds, he says. Well, he's right. But it's totally as also a really cool sword. that most people want to stab people with. Point blank. And that's pretty much the important point of it. Charge with a sword and unleash the arc of the devastating force. It's very much an arc elemental sword, so you'll probably get some really cool situations of just tearing some stuff up. Besides that situation, as you can see, the terror of Mania that's rolling down to will be available on the platform on that situation, and the in-game store 500 rage tokens, $5. Or you will be able to get the deluxe version for $17.50, which is $17.50. You will need to be online and sign into the BNet account in order to gain the in-game store downloads. Looking down the past of where we have the little points up past me, which is the deluxe portions, what it includes is the expansion, the Cold Dead God mission, as well as the Reaper Assault weapon rifle skin, and the Wasteland Celebrity Phoenix vehicle skin, and the Mutant Truck. That is what you're going to get for as far as your situational point of the news, and what we have for as far as what they've patched in. Small various fixes will be coming inside of this, and we probably will get a 1.10 for as far as fixes in the DLCs and what they've hammered out. So if you have any questions relating to the video, as well as the situational point retention of this update affecting you, let me know down below. Drop a comment. I would like to know what you have gameplay, or if you're enjoying this. How do you like the DLC? How do you like Rage? Thank you so much for spending time with the MacGyver7 channel. I appreciate all the time that you invested here. And if you subscribe today, it's absolutely free and helps me as a creator. And if you do that, somehow I'll survive a post-apocalyptic or radiation war. Who knows? That'll be really cool, right? You just have to subscribe to find out. Look at that dude. When shit falls out, I'll be like, yeah, so I'm going live. The radioactive suit. You know, that's gonna happen because, you know, 5G apparently is going to like be the end of all data. Anyways, all hilarity aside, you guys and gals have a very, very nice day, and I will see you guys and gals in the near future. A very nice situational point of gameplay with this new DLC of the Terror Mania. And keep playing and have fun and gain XP all along the way. See you next time.